Hello guys, Jerry speaking. Welcome to a very special birthday video for today, January 19th, 2022. And today we're celebrating a friend of mine, an inspiration of who got me hooked to make films and TV shows over the years. Just like his partnership with Mcneil, who got me hooked to do the same thing over the years. And his name, ladies and gentlemen, is Robert Mcneil. Born Robert Bainbridge Rare McNeil. His nickname is Robin, by the way. And I'm going to read this now, because I think he was a great inspiration to me, and Jim as well. Here's another story that I wanted to talk about before we get to the readings, okay? But Robin, I never heard of him until he went to report on NewsHour, McNeil NewsHour in 2006 when I heard about it on YouTube. It was from the 80s when I first heard about it on YouTube. But that's a whole different story. But then 2006 came. I have to make films, TV shows. And then 2011 came. I met with Robin. 2010s came. I met with Robin and Jim. I saw his career, everything, especially the fact Watergate celebrating its 40th anniversary. And then I first realized before this happened that his grandson Nick has autism. I'm like, wow. I did not know he has autism until Autism Now. I got the DVD copy in the house about Robert Mcneil's reports Autism Now. They should make a sequel called Autism Now 2 featuring me in it. You know, that's just me. If you watch this in Net Miller, this is for you. But anyway. But, you know, that's just me. Anyway, my story begins with Robin and Jim. It goes back in 2000. And I'm like, okay, I have to, and I watched NewsHour with Jim Blair in it. And it came out in 2000. But it didn't come out in 2000. It came out in the 70s. But when I first heard about it was 2000 when on the television show. Not here, but in here in the time. Not where I started on the computer. It was not this TV when this happened. It was, oh no. It was this gray TV when I first heard about the NewsHour with Jim Blair. It was an analog TV with a VCR. And then Jim would stand here and be like, "Good evening, I'm Jim Blair on the NewsHour tonight." And then I'm like, oh my god. That is the news. That's the first time I watched the news. I was only 5. I don't know what happened to the news at the time. I was very young when I first heard about the news and history, you know, and politics and so forth, you know. So, it was a long story behind the NewsHour, and I love everything about this whole thing, but I'm a little different than these guys. I'm an entertaining person, you know, like making films, TV shows. Those are my favorite things in my entire life, besides NewsHour. You know, that's just me. But today I'm going to talk about Robert Mcneil, who's 91 today. And then we're going to read you his story behind it. You know, that's just me. Anyway, Robert Bainbridge Rare, whose nickname is Robin Mcneil. It was the Order of Canada since 1997. Is a Canadian-American journalist and writer. He is a retired television news anchorman who partnered with Jim Blair to create the McNeil Report in 1975, who's best known as the Robert Mcneil Report originally. But anyway, early life and education. McNeil was born in Montreal, the son of Margaret Virginia Nee Oxner and Robert A. S. McNeil. He was brought up at Halifax, Nova Scotia, who was went to boarding school to the Wellesley College School at Upper Canada College. Wow. Then attended Dalhousie University and later graduated the Carleton University in Iowa in 1955. Okay. His career began when Mcneil began working in the news field at ITV in London. event for Reuters, then to NBC News as a correspondent in Washington, D.C. and New York City. Two of my favorite places of all time, except for the fact that I hate New York nowadays. If you watch this remix, it's for you. Anyway, Kennedy assassination. On November 22nd, 1963, McNeil was covering President John F. Kennedy's visit to Dallas from NBC News. After shots rang out for Delhi Plaza, McNeil, who was the president of Motorcade at the time, followed crowds winding onto the grassy knoll. He appears in the photo taken just moments after the assassination. Whoa, okay. He then headed toward the nearest building, and it occurred a young man leaving the Texas school book policy at around 12:03 p.m. Central Standard Time. He asked the man where the nearest telephone was, and the man pointed to where it went on this way. Mcneil later learned that the man he encouraged might have been Lee Harvey Oswald. Okay, I don't know what's going on. McNeil, historian William Manchester reached the conclusion in this book, The Death of the President, which I have to talk about in book reviews very soon, in 1967, recalled the day's events of the Dallas police. Oswald may have mistaken McNeil for a Secret Service agent. No, he wasn't, Oswald, because of the suit, blonde crew, cut and breast badge. McNeil said it was possible, but I have no way of confirming that either of the young men I've spoken to Oswald. And I have to agree with McNeil. You know, that's just me. McNeil was spread into the phone and dialed the NBC newsroom in New York before telephone lines became overloaded. To McNeil's that makes more sense anyway. However, an NBC employee was answered this call, immediately put down the phone, and never returned to the call. NBC tracked down the employee that very next day and fired him. Why? By the matter of mere seconds, the first news bulletins having an assassination were delivered by Miriam Smith of United Press International. And Smith has been riding in the front row of the White House pool car, which is equipped with the AT&T radio telephone. Smith won the 1964 Pulitzer Prize in this coverage of the assassination. I have to agree with Smith. McNeil relayed by the phone by his report by shooting the Jim Carlo Houghton of NBC Radio, and I have to agree with Jim and McNeil, but that's just me. Anyway, we recorded McNeil's account of what happened. He then headed to Park Lake Hospital, okay, that makes more sense, who arranged a phone connection with Frank McGee, who was angry continuing his conversation with Bill Ryan and Chet Huntley of NBC TV in New York. At approximately 1:40 p.m. Central Standard Time, McNeil relayed to McGee that White House and Press Secretary Malcolm Gilroy has announced that Kennedy has died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Oh, whoa, okay. That evening, McNeil went to Dallas Police Headquarters and saw Oswald twice at close range. Including when Oswald said, "They have taken me because of the fact that I have lived in the Soviet Union. I just have passy." But they didn't realize Oswald. Yeah. And he's a reporter for NBC. McNeil at the Times was regularly close privately to his future co-anchor and partner Jim Lehrer, who inspired me to do anything to make films, TV shows. Also covering Kennedy's visit and assassination for the Dallas Times Herald, who got me hooked to make films and TV shows in the time, but yeah, that's just me. Great job, Jim. You made me inspired to make content, really. but the two men did not meet each other until several years later, covering the Snake Wagon hearings in Washington for PBS. This is the first time I saw PBS. I didn't know about McNeil there at the time. News anchorman. When began and happened in 1967, McNeil began covering American and European politics for the BBC. From 1971 to 1974, he hosted a new news decision show, Washington Week in Review, on PBS. McNeil rose to fame during this coverage in 1973 with Snake Watergate hearings for PBS, which he later received the Emmy Award. I have a great job for McNeil there. Those are great, inspiring people of mine. I have faith to McNeil Lair. This coverage helped led it to inspire and most famous role when he joined Jim Lair in 1975 to create the PBS daily evening news program, The Rob McNeil Report. Later became renamed The McNeil Lair Report and then The McNeil Lair News Hour. Childhood favorite of mine ever since the beginning, the late early 2000s. After 20 years in the PBS flagship news program, McNeil retired from his nightly appearances on October 20th, 1995, the year I was born. Later anchored this program solo until 2011. I was 16, and I became so much depressed and stressed with what happened during that year. Anyway, the daily news program was co-founded today, continues today as the PBS NewsHour, which I heard about. That was great, and I saw it. I may watch it every day, but not now. Anyway, post-retirement work. The director's Michael Ashbury's has been out at 2000 modern-day adoption of Hamlet. McNeil portrayed the player King, remastered as a TV news reporter. That makes more sense. Anyway, on September 11, 2001, after the terrorist attacks in New York City and Arlington, Virginia, McNeil called PBS out to help. He joined PBS coverage of the attacks and their aftermath, interviewing reporters and giving his thoughts on the events. I have to agree with McNeil, so I felt worried, In 2007, McNeil hosted the PBS television miniseries, America at Crossroads, which represented independently produced documentaries about the war on terrorism. The series originally ran from April 15th to the 20th during the first episodes later that year. In the Sesame Street special report, which I have seen in bits and pieces, the motion parody of the Irish cultural scandal, McNeil investigated a Cookiegate incident involving the Cookie Monster. And I have to agree with McNeil, and Frank Oz and Jim Henson did a great job doing the Cookiegate report with McNeil. So I props to these puppeteers who did a great job doing this. Robin McNeil, they're my childhood heroes. That's just me. Anyway, McNeil serves as chairman of the McDonald's Comedy Board of Directors from 1993 to 2010. He's succeeded by Michael Corbin. Awards and honors. 1979 LHD honors degree with Bates College. 1997 officer of the Honors Canada, one of the Canadian's highest citizens honors for being one of the most respected journalists of all time. Wow. 1990 Phil Fallwright Award, radio television producer with News Association with Jim Lair, something like that, I don't know. In 99, same thing with Television Hall of Fame. 2008, same thing with Royal Cronkite Award for Excellence of Journalism. Personal life. McNeil became a naturalized American citizen in 1997. He is a father of the award-winning sphere science designer, and he was, I'm not going to say what, Ian McNeil. Now, the biography began with McNeil has also written several books. Many of his career as a journalist, but since he retired from the NewsHour, McNeil has also dabbled in writing novels. His book includes Breaking Up News, which I'll talk about in book reviews, which I got in the house, by the way. Born of Desire, wow. adore wetly, seen black and white. Look for my country, find myself in America. The People Machine, the influence of television on American politics, the right place and right time, the voyage, the way we are, 1963, the year Kennedy was shot, the story of English, which I saw as a PBS documentary, with Robert McNeil, published by the PBS documentary miniseries in 1986. Warstruck, a memoir published in 1989. Do You Speak American and Do You Speak American, published by a PBS documentary miniseries in 2005. And that was the story of Robert McNeil. I have faith in reality of what I saw from my kid show, being a kid growing up with Robin. But Jim was always there for my childhood as well. Both Robin and Jim were both my heroes, especially Dane Bogenheimer and Boxer Raven Fox, you know. Robin, if you watch this video right now, happy birthday. You're 91 years old. You're going to be a great hero of mine. And that wraps this special birthday special for Robert McNeil. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned for the next one, which is going to be Lunchtime LJ Peace Plus Club episode number 300. Till next time, this is Joseph. Bye, peace out, baby. We'll get more videos next week soon. Till then, just out. See ya.